Right, so in this example we're going to look at a couple of things. I'm going to look at how we can turn this into an ordered list, and then what we can do to mess about with that. And also I'm going to look at adding in a wee plugin. Now, as I say, it doesn't, what you'll notice is it doesn't matter if the code looks like that. It's all online. It makes no difference to the actual display of the text on the screen. When a browser is reading HTML, it ignores the blank spaces, so I could put this in here and tab it along. Now obviously that looks terrible, right? For us to read, okay, on the screen it looks the same, but for us to read it looks awful. So what we could do is we can kind of muck about and move things around and make it look nicer. But there are other things in brackets that we can use. So you'll see that it's like this. Maybe I'm wrong, this looks like a Lego brick, right? But maybe wrong, a bit of jigsaw or something. So I'm going to click on Extension Manager. Okay. And I'm going to, you can see here there's themes. There's various themes that you can put into brackets. But let's look at available, and what I'm going to put in, I'm going to type in HTML. And there's one called Beautify. Alright, so I'm going to install that. Okay. And close. And what you'll see now up here is a wee magic wand. So bear in mind this is how the code looks. Now I'll just muck about with it a wee bit, break it. I'm going to click on Beautify. And what you'll see is it organises it, tabs it all nicely for us. Now it doesn't fix the spaces, but if I was to bring that up there, bring that there, let's see, and if I click on Beautify, you'll see it fixes the head in there, and it fixes the list and it indents it all nicely for us. So that's an advantage of using some of the plugins. There are other plugins, I've not used these, but let's see what we've got. So I could go to themes. Let's try Cobalt. Let's try to see what this looks like. So install it and close it. Now I think in terms of this I might have to go to View and Themes, and Cobalt 2 is installed and done. And you'll see it changes the look of the screen a wee bit for us. You can mess around with that and get something that you like. It looks okay, but that's how you can change the themes as well. But the main thing is adding in a wee extension that beautifies your text and makes it indent properly. The indentation of the code can make the code easier to read for us, so that's why it's good. But as I say, it makes no difference to the browser at all. Technically, you could write an entire HTML document in one line without ever hitting the enter key. The browser won't miss a beat, but it's just how it looks for us. So, moving on to the wee example I'm going to look at for ordered lists. So I think I mentioned this in the last lesson, just change UL to OL. Okay, and in there you'll see now it goes 1, 2, 3. Now there are other wee tricks that we can do with this. So in the type, I'm going to again use an attribute of type and a value. Now you'll see here it suggests some values for you. I'll put in 1. Now you won't see any difference here. 1, 2, 3. If I was to change that to a capital A, you'll see that goes to ABC. If I was to change it to a small a, it goes small ABC. Capital I is uppercase Roman numerals. A small I is lowercase Roman numerals. So there's loads of different. I know you see it goes IV if I put in. I type Fanta. Okay, so that's how you can put in the types. Now also it works identical to the unordered lists. I'll change that back to 1. And if I was to make a sublist, I will put in OL type equals, and I'll put in small a this time. Okay, and I'll put in LI sugar, and you'll see there that it puts in the small a if I was to put in USA, now I'm deliberately leaving this a bit messy. I'll put in USA there. Okay, so I've got A and B. And again, if I want to beautify it, click on there and you'll see it arranges it perfectly for us. I don't want to encourage you to be lazy when you're doing the programming, but wee themes like this they're commonplace in most editors, so they're quite good to use. Okay, another wee trick of brackets. You'll notice that when I click on the code, you've got these wee down arrows. Now, say for example, I know that I'm not going to be using the head in this document. I can click on the head and it hides it, and the line of code looks like that. Now, it doesn't mean it's gone, it just means it's out of our view, so we can concentrate on what we're working on. For the same thing, if for example, if I ever wanted to hide this this ordered list from line 9 to line 20, just click on that wee arrow and you'll see it hides it. Doesn't delete it, just hides it. If you want to bring it back, click on the arrow. So that's quite good if you're working on kind of small screen space. You can hide some of the code that you're not working with on that moment. Another thing to look at here is that we can change the start of our lists. So again, I'm going to go into my OL tag for ordered list. I'm going to add another attribute. I'm going to say start, and I will say, let's say 50. And what you'll see now is that the list is started at 50. And it goes 50, 51, 52, 53. So you can choose where your list starts, which is very useful when you're doing that. So again, if I change that to 10, you can go up the way with that. So say you've got a list previously in the page, then you can start it at a different position. So let's try that out. I will hide that just now, right? I'll just take that out so it's back to normal. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Now say I hide this list, and then I put in a heading 1 and say here are some more. In fact, what I'll do, I'll make it a heading 2. That's a bit more sensible. And I'll make another ordered list. Now if I make an ordered list here, and say li, and I'll put in lilt Dr Pepper. Now you see it starts at 1 and 2, but what I want to do is start this at 5. So I'll go in here, OL start equals 5. There you go, and you've got your two lists that follow on from each other. So that's ordered lists. They work exactly the same as unordered. They've just got a few more wee tricks about them, but the idea is exactly the same. The next one I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to put some hyperlinks into an unordered list.